I wonder what you're making of all the headlines these days. Life as we know it seems to be changing all around us, and those things that we've come to expect are not what they seemed to be. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "The great thing, if we can, is to stop regarding all the unpleasant things as interruptions of our own or our real life." The truth is, of course, that what one calls the interruptions are precisely our real life. The life God is sending us day by day. What we call our real life is a phantom of our own imagination. Our Gospel reading this week tells us some of that truth, talks to us about how we've come to expect a particular place at the table, to be lifted high, when in fact, the best place for us is not always where we might expect it to be. To live incarnationally is to live longingly, hopefully, and faithfully. And so often we think of an incarnational life as being one where we walk in the way of Christ, bringing Christ's compassion, Christ's love, and Christ's joy into the world. And yet sometimes to live incarnationally is to adjust our expectations, to find that we're not sat in those great places of expectation at the table that we had imagined, but instead we are walking the way of the cross with Christ and knowing some of those sufferings, those hardships, and that endurance, having to give up some of those things that we have come to trust in because we found ourselves trusting and hoping in the ways of the world rather than the ways of God. I wonder how your life is shaping up, and I wonder how those shaking things of the world around us, the life quakes that are going on as we emerge from COVID, as we watch the war continue in Ukraine, as we see the way in which the economy and politics is challenging us to live differently and to live in new ways. It's not comfortable, but it is of Christ if we allow God to work through us and through it to bring about something of God's kingdom in new ways that we have yet to see in our world today.